Hey guys, it's Luke. I just wanted to go over a quick video on how to fly in PlanetSide 2. First things first is you should always spawn as an engineer. If you can't heal, you're gonna die very quickly. Quick tip, honestly, I would put a couple points into your nano armor kit. I think I've only got 2 points in it, but definitely helps. I'll just show you real fast what my specs are so that we don't get any questions. Graphic quality, I've got everything turned up the highest, got the highest resolution, highest settings and everything. I'm not a big fan of motion blur, so I turned it off. I know I've got a couple questions before about my mouse sensitivity. I've got it set right at 0.5. I'm not sure if my Windows mouse sensitivity has anything to do with it. I most likely have it turned up pretty high. I tend to typically like my mouse sensitivity very high. That pretty much sums it up for that. As far as getting certs for the scythe itself, I'll show you what I have. Acquisition timer. I hate dying quickly and not being able to get another scythe, so definitely like that. Utility slot, I went with the decoy flares just because the whenever you get someone behind you and you gotta dodge them and everything, decoys or the decoy flares are a lifesaver when it comes to those missiles, so I highly recommend those. Defense slot, composite armor, it's great for the taking less flak damage. The small infantry fire doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it's good for the flak. Those double burster maxes can really tear you up. And then for performance, I highly recommend this being your first thing that you put points into. I've got all 3 points in this. The hover stability airframe, I just like it because you can brake quicker. I'm able to hover. I like to typically pick off infantry and stuff like that. That's how I get most of my kills. So this is the right cert for me. I have not tried the dogfighting airframe or the racer high-speed airframe. I'm sure you can find other videos on that. I highly recommend the light PPA for your primary weapon. Can't go without the infrared optics. That would be the very first thing that I would get if I were you. Maximum ammo capacity is good, and this is the other thing that I would get is the magazine size. I had another 13 rounds or so, which I might just go ahead and get now actually. And then as far as your secondary weapon, I do like the dual photon pods, but then I've got absolutely nothing to kind of defend me against enemy fighters, so I go with the air-to-air missiles. Didn't really put too many points into anything on here, so go ahead and equip that last thing there. Other than that though, I got some camo and a decal. No biggie. And off we go. I'll show you some pro tips.
Pro tip number 1. Bind your pitch up and pitch down keys. I can't tell you how incredibly useful this is, guys. I just go as far as to say that this is a necessity for those of you that use a mouse. Basically, it's a key that you can press to make your ship go up or down as hard as possible. I use it in several cases, such as when there's an annoying enemy on me and I can't flip fast enough. With the pitch up and pitch down keys, you can flip a complete 180 very quickly and turn the tides of the battle. And whenever you're maneuvering, you didn't realize that there's a cliff or tree or a building or something right in front of you, you can pop one of these pitch up or pitch down keys and get out of the way. Also, when dive bombing, you can hold your dive for a lot longer, get a little extra kills off of it, and pull up the last second. And many more things. Bottom line is, guys, just do it, try it, and love it. Personally, I have it bound to my numpad 2 and 5 keys because I have the Razer Naga, and those keys are right at my fingertips. If you have a 5-button mouse, there should be some buttons on there that you can use to bind to these pitch up and pitch downs. If you don't have a multiple or more than 2-button mouse, I don't know what to say, guys. Improvise, figure something out, share the tips, let us know. Thanks.
Generator destroyed.
Pro tip number 2. hug trees. I know it may sound a little counterintuitive, guys, but you need to learn to love those trees. Mainly when there's a missile lock on you and there's no buildings or cliffs or anything nearby to shield you, and your flares are on cooldown. Best thing to do, find a tree and beeline it to that tree. Get under its branches as fast as possible and try to get on the other side of the trunk if you can. 9 times out of 10, this will make the missile explode on the branches rather than your ship, possibly saving your life. Highly recommend you do this. If you're already damaged, you can also jump out and start repairing your ship while under the trees. Quite a lot of enemies will pull off, sometimes they won't, but give it a shot, guys. Let me know what you think. Pro tip number 3, be prepared. It may sound like I'm cheating you guys on this one, but honestly, equip your repair gun before you get into your ship. This will allow you to get that last second repair in. Sometimes when you're on fire and you need to jump out and fix it, that second or so that it takes to switch from your main weapon to your repair tool will cost you your ship. Respawn timers can be long, so be prepared. Equip that gun. Pro tip number 4. If you need to land or take off from a tight spot, use the chase cam or third person mode. You can do this by pressing the T key, if you have the default key bindings, that is. It lets you basically see your surroundings, make sure that you know that you're not going to clip a building or cliff or tree branch or anything of the likes. Very, very useful. It does take a little bit of getting used to your first time you do it, but it can definitely be a lifesaver, especially like this when you're underneath a bunch of trees and you need to get out of them. So yeah, definitely learn to love it, guys. Just press T to get into third person mode and press T to get out of first person mode. Pro tip number 5, don't be scared. Don't be scared, guys. Don't be afraid to dive bomb people. Don't be afraid to just push your ship and yourself to its limits. Figure out what you're capable of. If you die, then you die. Hopefully you got a pretty quick respawn timer and you can go back to kicking some ass. But I don't know, don't be afraid to turn around and start fighting back against that asshole behind you that's shooting you with his reaver or scythe or mosquito. Honestly, it's better to turn around and fight than it is to try and run away, because I don't know, you get shot down too easy. So don't be afraid, guys. Pro tip number 6, be scared. Yeah, I know I told you not to be scared, but at the same time, don't be stupid. If you're dive bombing a double burster's max suit, chances are you're asking for a spanking. Also, don't play chicken. Or if you do play chicken, don't forget to turn. People don't value their lives so much in PlanetSide 2 as actors do in Hollywood movies. So,
well, that about sums it up for my pro tips for flying in PlanetSide 2. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to please leave them in the comments section below or shoot me an email. I will be happy to respond. I do monitor it. Since this is my very first video on how to do anything, feel free to critique and help me grow. Thanks, guys.